Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Super excited to be here with you all. Thank you. Hi, presentation. So I'm going to be coming from a little bit different perspective. I will touch a little bit about how I started my journey, not necessarily only on entrepreneurship, but my career and life journey. Because I believe that we are humans first before we become entrepreneurs, before we become, I don't know, business owners or career professionals, etc. And it is essential for us to recognize that, because the more that we stay in tune and in touch with our humanity, the more that we look at life from a broader perspective, rather than just looking at it from the work that we do, the more that we are able to live a life that is purposeful and that is meaningful. So please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, because I can hear my echo. Can you guys hear me? Perfect. So I want to start this session by sharing a little bit about my story. And the reason I want to share my story with you is to recognize the fact that it's never too late. In fact, now is the only time that you have. Today is all that we have, for tomorrow is never really promised. So for anybody who is on this call and is thinking, oh my goodness, perhaps I'm 35 years old, or I am 40, or I'm even 55 years old, and it seems like it's too late for me to start. It's never too late for you to start. And I want to talk to, I can't hear anything from this side. So Andy says she can't hear anything from this side. Can you hear me? Okay, fantastic. So I believe that the foundation of everything that we do needs to come from a place of personal responsibility. The foundation of the kind of life that we choose to live needs to come from a place of fulfillment. We should not go into a business because everybody else is going into a business. We shouldn't decide to pursue a career path because that's what our parents tell us to do so, or that's what we think is going to make us seem like important people. So I'm going to come from the lifestyle design perspective. Now, I want everybody on this call to take a moment and really think about, don't think about the circumstances you currently find yourself. Think about and envision the kind of life you want to create for yourself. What would you be doing on a regular basis? What type of work would you do? What type of family do you want to have? What type of contribution do you want to make to your community? How would you want to be remembered? How would you want to live your life? What are the activities that excite you, that makes you feel alive? Now, while you are thinking about that, I will take about 3 minutes to 4 minutes to share with you my story. Now, I'm going to share with you my story, not from the very beginning, of course, but I will try to do so from the most profound year in my career journey so far. And the reason why I want to take you back to this particular point in my life is because that was the time that I would say I ever felt this need of living fully, stepping into my potential and creating the life that I really wanted to become without consideration of what my current circumstances are and how that perhaps is going to limit me for me to be able to get to that goal. So it was in 2016. I'm going to continue. So like I was sharing with you all, I would like to begin my story from 2016 because that was the year that I realized the need for me to take, I won't just say personal responsibility, but beyond taking personal responsibility, creating and curating my life, my career, and my work to the way that it aligns with the person that I wanted to become. So 2016 was a very interesting year, I would say, for me. It was a year that I quit my job. I used to work in a corporate institution, basically in investment management, with a middle-sized organization in Africa, which gave me a lot of opportunities for which I am very grateful for. But I spent the last 2 years of my postgraduate experience working with this company that I believe so much in the mission of the company that I actually forgot my own mission. Although I am very grateful for the experiences that taught me, I also realized when I quit my job, and before even the time I quit my job, that I didn't want to continue just living my life this way. I didn't just want to keep showing up to work and doing something that I no longer necessarily believe in, and something that not just I don't believe in anymore, but showing up and being of the service to myself, denying myself the opportunity for growth in other aspects of my career that may not necessarily be in respect to my work. So I literally, during that period of time, put off my health. I gained a lot of weight. In fact, I was weighing, I think, over 92 kilograms by the time I finished that job. I was working towards getting a chartered program in accounting, and I had just started that course. But due to my work, or let me say, due to my negligence, yes, due to my negligence and over involvement in my work, I abandoned my personal development. I abandoned my educational development per se, and forgoed several opportunities for which that I wanted to be a part of. So in 2016, I made the decision and I said, okay, I'm going to come back. I don't know what exactly I wanted to do. I don't know. I know that what I know for sure is that I don't ever want to work for a company unless that company is a multinational organization and has the real system and structures to be able to enable me have the flexibility and the freedom that I wanted to be able to live the kind of life I wanted to live. So I knew that finding a corporate job was not a priority for me. I also knew that I didn't want to earn below a certain amount of money because I had kind of, I would say, compromised my standards in my previous engagement, not necessarily with the last company I worked with only, but several other engagements in the past. I also knew that I wanted to have the freedom to be able to travel again. I knew that I wanted to be able to make impact to the local communities because I'm very passionate about youth development, empowering women, and simply being an enabler for other people to achieve their dreams. And I didn't have the opportunity to do that for almost 2.5 years of my life. And this came in, or this realization came in as a result of several things. So now, the foundation, I believe, of living fully is really about starting today, making the decision that where I am right now is not where I want to be. But I don't want to put this blame on anybody. I want to take the personal responsibility and control of my circumstances, take personal responsibilities of the failure as much as I take personal responsibility of my success, and to make a commitment to make a difference and create the life that I want. And I think for anybody who is on this call, that will be the foundation of what living fully or starting now and living fully becomes. If that is not where your mind is right now, and all you are here on this particular call is to learn how you can get started, I want you to look for wanting a change in your life is not strong enough. You will not be able to see through to it. You can have the most amazing job, you can start the most successful business, but you will not find fulfillment in the work that you're doing. You will not find fulfillment in your life. You wouldn't wake up with so much enthusiasm every single day to do what you're doing. And you may end up going years ahead and realizing that, oh my goodness, okay, all this money that I'm actually working for, I perhaps have arrived, or I have perhaps reached this level of financial success, but you feel empty down the line because you did not step into your purpose. So for me, as much as the fact that I'm going to talk about business for the next 15 minutes, because I'll make my presentation really short, is the need for you to define what is a purposeful life for me. What type of contribution do I want to make? And most importantly, apart from everything else, what type of lifestyle do I want to live? How do I want to wake up in the morning? Literally. Don't think about what is happening to you right now. Like, think about the most ideal situation. Think about the work that you want to do, and then think about the skills that you have currently and how you can be able to bridge that gap between where you are right now and where you're heading into the future. So 2016, coming back to my story, which I'm going to wrap up real quick. In 2016, when I came back, I didn't know what exactly I wanted to do. And I'm sure that there are some of you, please, if you're on this call and your mic is on, turn it off so that we can wrap this up quickly without any disruption. Thank you. So in 2016, when I came back and I was sharing with you all that I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to do, but I knew clear-cut what I didn't want to do. I believe that for anybody who's on this call that perhaps does not necessarily have that clarity of what the next step of their life is going to look like, let them start by eliminating and writing down what they don't want to do and what they don't want and what standards they're not willing to go beneath. If you can do that, then that can be the foundation of your journey moving forward. So to cut a story real short, I have been working in financial services as well as in the developmental sector, I would say for the past almost 10 years. And I am so grateful for the experiences that I have had that enabled me, and the reflectional moment I was in 2016 to enable me to see that I was at a point in my life where other people thought that I was successful, or I was having the best job in the world, or I was living my best life, and I really was not. And I wanted to take that responsibility. And if I want any one of you on this call to take anything from this call, is this: nobody is going to give you the life that you want. God has given us the ability, just like human beings, to make a choice, and you have the power to make that choice. And it is in you. Everything that you're looking for is already within you. All you have to do is to discover what that is. Now, moving forward, I was able to identify an opportunity within the markets, of which I had literally no iota of resources to be able to start that business. Until today that I'm speaking to you, I am in that business. Now, one thing I wanted to share with you in respect to how I started my business is this: I didn't start my business with having one big idea. I didn't have this idea that I'm currently working with. I saw an opportunity. One of the ways in which you can be able to start now is to train your mind to stop looking for the ideal circumstances or so laser focused on only what you think was possible, but open up your mind and listen to what people are complaining about. So what I did was I simply saw an opportunity because I was in need of a service, and I went to the service provider and saw the amount of people that were in that person's office lining up from the third floor up to the last floor waiting to be served. And I was like, oh my goodness. What happened within the next 15 minutes of me standing there together with my friend in 2016 was I wanted to make a trade, and somebody wanted to buy exactly what I wanted to sell. And I made a trade on the spot, and I will not forget this, and I made 7,000 Naira. 7,000 Naira at that time was about $25. Now, this is me having quit my job and haven't made any reasonable income. In fact, I hadn't made any money. I was living on my savings. Making $25 on a spot within less than 5 minutes. I saw the opportunity, but I didn't just see the opportunity. The opportunity that presented itself, I realized that I have already worked on a similar business or developing a similar business for the last company that I worked with. And not only the last company, over the past 5 years before 2016, I had continuously been accorded the opportunity through my work experience and other things to develop the skill that is required to succeed in that business. But the main challenge that I had, and a lot of people always have, is this: I did not have the capital. So what did I do? I became resourceful. I didn't let my lack of resources stop me from doing the business. I remember very well, it was a Tuesday, if I'm not wrong, it was a Tuesday that I learned about or recognized that opportunity. Now, I knew that I couldn't provide this service as the service provider. So what did I do? The moment I left that particular person's office and went back to my place where I was staying in my Face Me, I Face You apartment, I literally picked up my phone and went through my contacts and searched for contact of people that I know will need that service. And guess what I told them? Guys, I told these people that now I'm in this business, so in case you need this particular service, please give me a call. What happened between Tuesday night to Wednesday morning was that I had 5 customers who had already trusted me to send their products to me for me to be able to give them access to what they wanted. Now, remember, I didn't have the business. In fact, I didn't even know what I had in my mind was going to work. So what did I have in my mind? I simply went to that person's office who was doing the same business that I wanted to do. And I went to him and I said, Oga, I know you don't know me, but as I'm speaking to you right now, every day on a daily basis, I can get you 5 to 10 customers. The guy was looking at me like, is this girl crazy? And I told him, I said, as a matter of fact, just to prove to you, I just came to your office yesterday and I realized that you have a need for more customers, and not just about more customers, but you have a need for more people that can help reduce the stress that you go through on a daily basis. I've already had 5 customers. Here are they. Facilitate this business transaction for me. And he did. He took me seriously. So when we talk about starting now, it doesn't have to do with you having a big idea. Sometimes starting now means using existing ideas, identifying opportunities or challenges that people are facing, and looking for somebody who already has a solution to their challenge for you to broker the deal and earn a commission. And over time, you can be able to build your capital. Another second way of you being able to start now is freelancing. All of us have skills. Some are good with talking, some are good with selling, some are good with providing counseling. Other people are good with helping other people execute on their ideas. What can you do? Today with the digital space, you have access to online marketplaces where professionals are looked for or people who have skills are in demand. They have sites which I can type to you on the chat button, or I can send to Hayatu for him to share with those of you who are here, where freelancers can be able to have access to jobs anywhere in the world. If you know how to do graphic design, you know how to cancel people, you know how to edit videos, whatever it is you know how to do, you go there, create a profile, start small, charge a little bit. When you get testimonials, then you start launching. Another way in which you can be able to start now, not necessarily a business, but start taking control of your life and where you want your career to go to, is by seeking where you are interviews. Reach out to people online. You don't have to know people physically for you to be able to connect with them. Now, when we come to the concept of living fully, please let me know if you have any questions, because I like my sessions to be interactive. So if you have any questions, share a little bit about my story, and I've given you some little tips on how you can be able to start. There are so many ways you can be able to start. But starting now means doing a self-assessment, determining what you want to do. If you don't know what that is, eliminating what you don't want to do. And when you eliminate what you don't want to do, open your eyes and look for opportunities. Or if opportunities come your way, don't be too consumed about the big thing you want to do, that you are waiting for you to have the resources before you do it, but start presenting yourself as a person of value. Once you can solve a problem, once you can provide solution to people's problem, you are a business person. What is the difference between you having that idea and you being a business person is the system that you put in place, the structure that you put in place, and how you decide to conduct your business activity. So it is also very okay to understand that everybody's needs are different. Your need for your business is different from another person. Your definition of success is totally different from the definition of success for another person. And don't ever feel intimidated or feel like you're left behind or you are missing out on anything simply because people that perhaps you think you're on the same stage with are way ahead of you. No, this is what this session is about. Now, the second thing I want to share with you guys is the concept of living fully. So ask yourself, what does it actually mean to live fully? So I will share with you, for me, some element of what it means to live fully. Living fully for me means freedom. Living fully for me means being able to do what I want, where I am, or where I want to go, whenever I want to do it. Living fully means for me to be able to constantly realize and step into my potential, discover parts of me that I didn't know existed, and give that part of me a chance to thrive. Living fully for me also means impacting other people's. But remember, you cannot impact other people without first you as a person being whole. Even if you are not whole, at least you need to be at 60 to 70% level of optimum, I will say, performance. Excuse the English, but I will simplify it a little bit. What does this mean? I need to be healthy. I need to be mentally and physically healthy for me to be able to live fully. Secondly, I need to have some level of spirituality. As you can see, I'm a Muslim, I'm a person of faith. Some of you who are on this call may be Christians, others may have no religious affiliation, and that is not a problem. Spirituality does not necessarily have to do with God, but realizing that there's a higher power from above that we cannot explain, and finding a way to connect with that higher power. So for me, living fully, as I shared, health. Second is my spirituality and my religious, improving my relationship with God, improving my relationship with myself, with my friends, with my family, and that can translate into my business when I become a business person, which I'm already have been for the past 4 years. Living fully for me also means the ability to continue to expand my knowledge, and not just expand my knowledge, but utilize the knowledge that I have to make a difference in my life, in the life of others, and in my community. The third aspect, or the fourth aspect of what I will define personally, and please define what that means for you personally. The fourth aspect for me is doing the work that is meaningful. What does meaningful work mean? When you are waking up in the morning, you wouldn't be slugging to go to work. You'll be excited. I must say that it's important for us to know that I am not saying that money is not important. In fact, money is very important. We cannot deny that fact. But you need to, in the work that you do, either have the two of these things separately or together. Do a work that makes you money, that can take care of you without you thinking about too much oh, I cannot take care of my children, I cannot take care of my bills, etc. So you can do something that makes you money, that you're not too passionate about, that doesn't give you necessarily a sense of fulfillment. And the second thing also is that you can now start a project or do a work or volunteer your time or work with an organization or start a business that you are passionate about. In some situations, people are lucky, or I would say, yes, they are lucky, literally, because there is nothing like self-made. I want everybody to get that thing out of their mind. There are circumstances that we cannot explain that also is a result that leads to success. But there are a lot of things that are in our control. And in this particular session, I want you guys all to think about the things that are already in your control that you can do. So coming back to the matter of work, you can be in a situation right now where you are not financially stable. You are not really having some sense of fulfillment also in your work. That means double trouble. But if you are in a situation whereby you are already earning money, but the work you are doing is not fulfilling, then it means one trouble and you can easily bridge the gap. You get what I'm saying? And you can also be in a situation whereby you're actually not having money, but you are doing fulfilling work. Now, the next thing will be, can you find within the work that you're doing an opportunity that will make people to pay you a higher service or for you to offer? Let's say, for example, right now, somebody is a blogger. Let's say the person is a blogger and he knows how to write. He's passionate about promoting gender-based violence, or fighting against gender-based violence. Now, that person may be doing advocacy on social media for free, educating people about gender-based violence. Hayatu, if my time is coming to an end, just let me know in the comment section so I know how to wrap up. So that person who is doing advocacy may not be paid for the advocacy that she's doing, but there will be organizations overseas that are looking for people who can become their brand ambassadors. So if that person knows about those opportunities, and now we have online platforms, that person can now be able to stand and say, I'm a consultant on gender-based violence. If you're having a project in northern Nigeria or in northern Nigeria and you want to execute, I've already worked with different people and I can help you, project manage or consult on this project that you want to do. So I don't have all the ideas. I don't have all the answers to everybody's challenge per se on this particular call. So coming back to the concept of living fully, we've talked about health on my part. We talked about spirituality and religion. I've also talked about educational advancement, and I've talked about work. I won't say the last part, but the next part for me is about experiences. I want to be able to experience the world around me. And I want to experience the world around me not only before. I thought that I could only experience the world around me when I travel. In fact, on our platform, Africans Living Fully, I wrote recently, I think 12 ways in which you can be able to experience the world around you without traveling. But for me, travel is an important part of my life. But when I'm not traveling, I'm still experiencing the world around me. I'm still having the best days of my life. Not every day is a good day, but I've created habits and rituals of appreciating the things that I have, of finding joy in the little things. Like sometimes, just right now as I'm talking to you, there's a bird literally just flying. Sometimes I can just sit down there and be watching the bird. Somebody can be like, oh, this person looks like somebody that doesn't have a job, but that is my source of joy. Or in the morning, 5 a.m. when I wake up and I hear the birds are singing. Or perhaps in the act of kindness that I find other people do towards me, or in something that somebody writes online. It could also simply means by me drinking this water. So for me, I believe that we all have the ability to create the experiences that we want. However, I'm not in denial of the fact that there are some experiences that will require financial commitments. But in your life, think about the experiences that are literally free. The ability to breathe, the ability to literally have our legs while other people don't have their legs. Like so many little things. Everybody has different things that make them happy. Find the things that make you happy. And if you want to be able to step into that, I think living fully also means being grateful for where you are, but not complacent of becoming comfortable where you are without aspiring for the future. Living fully has to do with your ability to take the current circumstances that are around you that may be very difficult, but still be grateful for them, for they may have presented an opportunity for you to be able to grow. Living fully sometimes also means literally allowing yourself to feel the terrible emotions that you're feeling, sadness, anger, whatever it is. Living fully is not about deniance. It's about acceptance. And it's about acceptance of the fact that you have the power to be able to create the life that you want, to be able to create the business that you want. As an entrepreneur also, a lot of people are waiting to get X number of customers, 500 customers. Some people are waiting to hit 1 million naira per day. or 10 million naira per month before they start enjoying their life or before they start feeling like they are successful. Success is a feeling and not necessarily a destination. And we need to be able to find joy in the little things that we have access to. We need to find joy in the process of becoming the career professionals or the business owners that we are. And when we are faced with difficulty, we need to be able to ask for help. We need to be able to put aside our ego, sometimes to step a little bit back so that we can be able to go a little bit further. So in the nutshell, I will say this session is not just for entrepreneurs. I'm sure, like you have heard, for me, before you can become an entrepreneur, you need to be in alignment with who that you are, with what you are feeling, with what makes you feel a sense of fulfillment. And if you are able to create that personal experience around your life and around the way that you think about your life holistically and not just one facet, which is always work. And I am a victim of this. Sometimes I overwork. I'm not perfect. I'm not living the perfect life, but I'm aware of the fact that I have the power to create my perfect life without waiting on circumstances for it to change. Let me give you an example. One of the examples when it comes to women, for example, typically as a northern woman is that, oh, I don't want to live my best life until I get married. I'm waiting for me to have a husband before I start enjoying my life or before I start making a contribution. Some people that have money also, they'll say, oh, I don't want to buy a car. I don't want to buy a house because I'm going to wait off the men alone. Or a man who is unemployed, sorry, not unemployed, is not married, will say, oh, I cannot cook I can't wait to eat those delicious food when I get married. What stops you from actually learning how to cook? If you're a business owner also and you're waiting for you to get to a certain level of success before you feel like what you're doing matters, then it's like you are literally punishing yourself, because even when you get to that level, you want to go to another level. So for me, this session is about us taking a step back. Think about the skills that you have, the experiences that you have gotten so far. It's not going to be easy, but start with where you are. If you are good with writing, use your writing skills. If you are good with talking and helping people with counseling, use your counseling skills. A lot of people will say no to you. A lot of people will tell you, give me discount, even when you know that that is the least price that you have. A lot of people will shut down the door at you. But the ability for you to start now and to live fully begins today, and with your decision to take responsibility of creating the experience that you want in your life, in your career, and in your business.